I think it can play a huge role, unsurprisingly. I think it can play a huge role. The bottom line is businesses don't fail because they're loss making. They fail because they run out of cash. So it's absolutely imperative that we support businesses with access to liquidity. Now, the British government and with the support of BBB helped drive a significant amount of liquidity into the SME community over the last 12 months, and it has inevitably staved off quite a number of business failures. But the borrowings that have been taken need to be repaid. Businesses need to get back on track. They need access to liquidity. Now, we know that there is billions, hundreds of billions of pounds that is currently trapped in unpaid invoices at any one point in time. But at the end of 2020, there was about 6.1 billion that was advanced against to drive liquidity into businesses. So there's a huge gap between the hundreds of billions and the 6.1 billion that could be driven into the small business community.
I would just say, sorry, it's James speaking. I would just chime with Ant's comments regarding the nature of invoice finance is that it does grow with revenues. So there'll be a lot of very viable businesses there'll be huge growth opportunities. I mean, I think Rishi Sunak said that the growth was going to be around about 8%, the fastest of growth since the Second World War. And something's going to have to help manage that working capital need. And I'd have thought invoice financing would be very well placed to do that.
I think one of the other things that we really need to look at as well is how difficult it is now for any form of lender or traditional lending to be able to judge whether a business is going to survive, and it's how they're going to accept and evolve in terms of their underwriting. Whereas with invoice finance, it's very clear. It's very clear because it's based on a debtor, it's based on invoice value. So if the business is growing, the cash is available. If the business has plateaued, the cash is still, it goes up and down with the business. This is probably the single biggest time across any kind of, be it pandemic or recession, where I think invoice finance is actually really going to come into its own, because this is based now on what a business is going to do, on their trading, on the new forecasts, on their new orders, on their new contracts. And this is singly the best product that can align with that.